All right, so this is part 3. I'm hoping and praying. I've got 2 more questions to go, and hopefully I can fit that in this 15-minute window. But it does show us 2 different domains to talk about. All right, so if you'll notice in these directions, instead of saying 0 to 360, now it's saying 0 to 2 pi. So you'll notice 2 pi and 360 are the same equivalent measure. So it's still saying in 1 revolution, but it's also saying I want my answer to be in radians when I'm done, okay? So taking a look at this, I have my angles in the same measure. They're both x, and I have the same function for both. And so I'm going to show you how it's done algebraically with the simple algebra 1, algebra 2 type algebra, and then I'm going to show you how to do it with Trig equations. So I'm going to let a equal sine of x. And so if I substitute a, that gives me 4a squared minus 4a plus 1. So each time I see sine, I'm substituting an a. This is equal to 0. So again, I have a 4 in front of the function, in front of the squared. So I'm going to do my hop, skip, and a jump and say 4 times 1 is 4, and my middle term is negative 4. So hopefully you notice that it's negative 2 times negative 2 that gives me 4. And it's negative 2 plus negative 2 that gives me negative 4. So I'm going to split this negative 4a, and we've got 4a squared minus 2a plus 1 is equal to 0. And then if I group these two together, I can factor out a 2 and an a. And so when I ask myself 2a times what gives me 4a squared, that should be 2a. And 2a times what gives me negative 2a, and that's going to be negative 1. So these two don't have anything in common, but I do have this negative in the middle, so I am going to factor a negative 1. So that's going to change everybody's sign, so I get positive 2a and negative 1, and that's equal to 0. So again, we know that we're doing it right if the parentheses are the same. So I have the 2a minus 1s are the same. So if I factor it out, we're going to cancel it here and here, and we are left with 2a minus 1 equal to 0. So hopefully you notice they're exactly the same. So this is saying that 2a minus 1 squared is equal to 0. And then when I take the square root of both sides, I'm going to plus or minus this side. And the square root of 0 is 0. And there's no such thing as plus or minus 0. So we just get 0. So if I add 1, I get 2a is equal to 1. And then dividing by 2 makes a equal to 1/2. So coming over here, we're going to do exactly the same thing. So we're going to do a hop, skip, and a jump to get that top number. So we're going to say what multiplies to give me 4, that adds to give me negative 4. And like we said to the right, that's going to be negative 2 and negative 2. So if I split up this negative 4, that means we're going to have 4 sine squared of x. Then we're going to have minus 2 sine of x, minus 2 sine x, and then we get plus 1 is equal to 0. So then if I group these two together, they have a 2 and a sine of x in common. So 2 sine x times 2 sine x gives me that first term. And 2 sine x times negative 1 gives me negative 2 sine of x. And then grouping these two together, they don't have anything in common, but I do have a negative in the front, so I'm going to factor out a negative 1. And that leaves me now with a positive 2 sine of x and a negative 1, factoring the 1 out of the parentheses. So I know that I'm doing it right because what's inside my parentheses matches. And so because it matches, I can factor it out. So when I do that, I'm going to divide each term by that amount, and it's going to leave me with 2 sine x minus 1 equal to 0. So again, that gets me right here, knowing that a is equal to sine of x. Since they're the same, we can put them together, and I have 2 sine x minus 1 squared is equal to 0. And so if I take the square root of both sides, I have to plus or minus. And so on the left-hand side, the radical and the square cancel, leaving me with 2 sine x minus 1. And on the right-hand side, there's no such thing as plus 0 or negative 0, there's just 0. So if I continue to solve for sine of x, we're going to add 1 to both sides. So I get 2 sine of x is equal to positive 1. And then I'm going to divide both sides by 2. And I get sine of x is equal to 1/2. Okay. So again, 1 revolution. So there are no restrictions other than I'm in the first revolution. And if all students take calculus, sine is positive in the first quadrant and it's positive in the second quadrant. And if sine is represented by so, that means my opposite is 1 and my hypotenuse is 2. My opposite is 1 and my hypotenuse is 2. So hopefully you're recognizing that that is a 30, 60, 90 triangle, or you could do Pythagorean theorem to see that. So then the smallest side is opposite the smallest angle. So this is 30 degrees. So if we talk about a quadrant 1 answer, 30 degrees is my answer, but remember they said they want it in radians. So we're going to multiply this by pi over 180. And so if I reduce 30 over 180 in my calculator, I'm going to get pi over 6. And then for the second quadrant answer, we're looking for this angle in standard position. So for quadrant 2, let me move this up a little bit. So quadrant 2 is saying what angle measure plus 30 gives me 180. So that means that x is equal to 150 degrees. And so if I multiply that by pi over 180, then 150 over 180 reduces to 5/6. So we get 5 pi over 6 as our second answer. Or we could have done this on the unit circle. So sine is represented by y on the unit circle. So we're saying where in 1 revolution is the sine of x 1/2. So that happens here at 30 degrees, which is also pi over 6. And it happens again over here where y is 1/2 when theta, or in this case x, is 5 pi over 6 or 150 degrees. All right, so there's one more domain that we need to talk about, which is how to solve with all real values of x. And so we're going to come back to that. So the first thing we want to recognize is we're going to start with 1 revolution. Then we're going to put it in radians and then discuss that. So one thing I notice in my problem is I see a 2x here, and I can't have my angles not match. My angles need to match. So I'm going to use the one that has all cosines in it. So I'm going to say cosine of 2x. Oops, cosine, I didn't write that correctly. Let's try that again. Cosine of 2x is equal to 2 cosine squared of x minus 1. So that should be on your formula sheet. So coming over here, I have 3 times cosine of 2x, which is 2 cosine squared of x minus 1. And then I have minus 5 cosine x. And then I'm going to take a little step next and just go ahead and subtract 1 from both sides. So I'm going to say minus 1 is equal to 0. So if I go to simplify this, I'm going to distribute the 3 inside the parentheses. So that gives me 6 cosine squared of x minus 3. Then we get minus 5 cosine of x minus 1 is equal to 0. All right, so I'm going to do this with algebra first. So I'm going to let a equal cosine of x. So that means here that I have 6 cosine squared of x. Sorry, lost track of my thoughts for a second. So I have 6a squared minus 3 minus 5a minus 1 is equal to 0. So hopefully we can see that negative 3 and negative 1 give me negative 4. So this is 6a squared minus 5a minus 4 is equal to 0. So over here real quick, I'm going to combine these together. So I get 6 cosine squared of x minus 5 cosine of x minus 4 is equal to 0. Okay. So if we do the hop, skip, and a jump, we're going to get what multiplies to give me negative 24, that adds to give me negative 5. So hopefully you see that that's negative 8 and 3. So we're going to split this and say that we have 6a squared minus 8a plus 3a minus 4 is equal to 0. So grouping these two together, we can factor out a 2 and an a, and we're left with 3a minus 4. And here we can't factor anything, so we're going to factor out a 1, and we're left with 3a minus 4, and that's equal to 0. So because my parentheses are the same, I'm going to factor that out. So we're going to get 3a minus 4, and we're left over with 2a plus 1 once we cancel these, equal to 0. And so I can split these up and say that 3a minus 4 is equal to 0, and that 2a plus 1 is equal to 0. So here, if I add 4, we get 3a is equal to 4, making a equal to 4/3. And here we get 2a equal to negative 1, subtracting 1 from both sides, making a equal to negative 1/2. Now, I'm looking at the clock on this, and I don't think I can get this problem done in 3.5 minutes. So I'm going to pause here, and then we're going to transfer this algebra into sine and cosine type information. So my apologies, but we're going to have to do a part 4.